Answered is, will we be going as a country to level 2 of the lockdown? Will we stay at level 3? Will the president address us tonight? Well, Co-operative Governance Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma's proposal on the national state of disaster will be discussed by cabinet today, we understand, where a final decision will be taken. This is according to the CoGTA spokesperson Lungi Mtshali. The cabinet meeting comes on the same day as the 1-month extension of the state of disaster comes to an end at midnight tonight. SABC News Assignment Editor Vuyani Green joins us now live for more. Vuyani, thank you very much indeed for coming on. Very good morning to you. No doubt you are working your sources. What can we expect today?
Good morning, Blaine. Well, what we can expect today, my guess is as good as yours. But one thing that is that I'm pretty sure of is that the 1-month extension of the state of national disaster comes to an end at midnight today. And if government and the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs does not extend it by gazetting it in the government gazette, then tomorrow there will be no legal basis or legislative framework for any lockdown regulations to exist.
So help us understand the process. It doesn't necessarily mean that the president needs to address the nation before this is gazetted, isn't it? It can be gazetted and then the address comes afterwards, correct?
Well, the decision by the president to address the nation is his discretion, head of the executive. But in terms of the law, the applicable law in this regard is the Disaster Management Act, which gives the powers to publish these regulations in consultation with a particular minister. It gives those cooperative governance and traditional affairs. For instance, if regulations relate to the tourism sector, the Minister of CoGTA must draft those regulations in consultation with the minister or member of cabinet responsible for that portfolio. So it's just a legislative requirement that the minister must do. The president can address the nation at any time, at any given stage. It's his discretion. So the idea that it's the president who must address the nation before this thing it's not there. For instance, a case in point, you recall that the president during his last address said that there will be a ban on alcohol or sale with immediate effect. That's not law. A presidential pronouncement is not law under our constitutional democracy. That decision must be gazetted in the government gazette in order to have a legal effect.
So the meeting, do we understand that it's currently happening today? Is it on now? What's your sources telling you?
Well, for instance, the Minister of Police yesterday, Bekicele, when he was unveiling those quarterly crime stats, intimated that today Cabinet is going to meet to discuss a whole range of issues, including this one. Also, yesterday, we spoke to the spokesperson of the Minister of CoGTA, who confirmed that today there's going to be a meeting where the Minister of CoGTA is going to make her proposal with regard to whether or not to extend the state of national disaster. Because in terms of the Disaster Management Act, Section 27, subsection 5, the government, the minister, can only extend it by another month, 30 days. Or she can decide to lift it altogether. But if you look at the stats with regards to how this virus is continuing, you can see that we are not out of the woods yet. So it's inconceivable to think that a government will take a decision to lift the state of national disaster altogether. The reason being that this state of national disaster is the one that gives government powers to limit your rights and my rights. For instance, we can't travel wherever we want to. That's a violation of our freedom of movement. Some people can't sell liquor or tobacco. that's an infringement of their right to trade, which is entrenched in the Constitution. So it's that state of national disaster which flows from the Disaster Management Act, which was passed by Parliament, which gives government the legal the weapon to restrict all these activities so that they can achieve a particular purpose. That's why the Constitution, under Section 36, gives people or the government the right to limit your rights and my rights in order to achieve a particular purpose. And the purpose in this regard is to curb the spread of coronavirus and to save lives.
Talk to us about the reaction you're getting from political party leaders in Parliament.
Well, the reaction is as varied as the political views expressed in Parliament are. On one hand, you've got your leaders, parties like the DA, they want government to open up the economy. And they say that it's a reality that we must learn to live side by side with this virus, and that the economy can ill afford to continue suffering, some of these losses, and therefore we need to open up the economy. On the other end of the political divide, you've got the EFF, which says that it is, according to them, shameful that government is even considering relaxing some of the restrictions that we have in place, and they're warning that we're likely to see the piling up of number of people who are succumbing to this dreadful disease.
Yeah. All right, Vuyani Green, thank you very much indeed for that update. We'll no doubt keep a close eye on the situation today and bring you the very latest on SABC News. Vuyani Green live for us there in Parliament.